What if the universe had already written your breakthrough into the rhythm of time, not through grand explosions or sudden miracles, but through subtle shifts, through symbols hidden in repetition, through numbers quietly echoing through your life like sacred drums you forgot how to hear? This July, something ancient is stirring, not visible to the eye, but undeniable to the soul. A rare energetic alignment, predicted by sages, seen in the lunar pulse, felt deep in the heart of those who are ready. 6 sacred numbers are rising now, not as random digits, but as vibrational keys. They are woven into the karmic fabric of this moment, designed to unlock doorways, dissolve illusions, and realign you with the life you were always meant to live. Each number carries a message, a frequency, a sacred assignment. And if you've been feeling the inner pull, the quiet urge to shift, to rise, to remember, know this: it is no accident. You are already responding to the invitation. These energies are backed by more than numerology. The great seers saw them too. Nostradamus spoke of secret timings encoded in symbols. Baba Vanga warned of hidden forces guiding the aware through numeric signs. And the Buddha, in timeless clarity, reminded us, with our thoughts, we make the world. Now imagine what becomes possible when your thoughts align with numbers vibrating in harmony with the cosmos itself. But that's not all. Beyond the 6, there is a 7th, a master key, a code, not easily found, but revealed only to those who are willing to receive, one that doesn't just guide you, it awakens you. So take a breath, right here in this moment. Drop into stillness, and type in the comments to anchor your intention. I am open to signs, I am ready for transformation, because the numbers are already speaking, and your journey begins now. Number 17, silent power and karmic momentum. We begin not with noise, but with quiet certainty. Number 17 does not shout, it simply arrives, like a monk walking barefoot before dawn. Silent, steady, unseen by most, yet holding an energy vast enough to shift timelines. This number carries the kind of power that doesn't seek the spotlight. It cultivates itself in solitude. It is not the spark that explodes, but the flame that never goes out. In the ancient wisdom of numerology, 17 combines the fierce independence of 1 with the spiritual depth of 7, together forming 8, the eternal loop of karma, the cosmic echo of effort and energy. This is not a number of randomness, it's a sacred rhythm, a cycle of unseen work now coming full circle. What you have sown in silence is beginning to rise, not as noise, but as alignment. This is the number of those who walk with quiet discipline, who keep showing up, even when the world isn't clapping, who know that real growth isn't loud, it's rooted. And now, under this month's powerful lunar current, 17 activates karmic motion. It asks, can you stay faithful to your path, even when it feels like nothing is happening? Can you trust the sacred pause as much as the sacred push? In Buddhist philosophy, it is said that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. But before thought becomes reality, it must first pass through stillness. And number 17 is that stillness. It holds the energy of calm strength, the kind that is earned, not given, like the lotus that rises not with force, but with patience. It reminds you, your pace is not your problem, your alignment is your power. Saturn, the planet of endurance and time, rules over this number, and Saturn does not reward the impulsive. It teaches through delay, through repetition, through pressure, that polishes the soul. It makes you wait, not to punish you but to prepare you. And number 17 carries this exact frequency. It's not asking you to push harder, it's asking you to trust deeper. Baba Vanga spoke of those who seem invisible today, but rise as guides in the coming years. Nostradamus wrote of quiet paths walked by few that eventually shape the fate of many. They both knew some souls are chosen to rise slowly because their roots must grow deep enough to carry the weight of the light they are here to bring. So if number 17 has been appearing on receipts, clocks, messages, don't ignore it. It's not a coincidence. It's confirmation. You are not behind. You are not being overlooked. You are being carved by time, molded by the moment, prepared in silence for something vast. Now breathe and ask yourself gently, where in my life am I being asked to stay steady, even when no one is watching? Let 17 remind you, your energy is not wasted. Your pace is not wrong. You are not stuck. You are becoming. Number 9. Completion and soul embodiment. There comes a moment in every soul's journey where the search ends, not because you've given up, but because you've finally come home to yourself. Number 9 marks that threshold. It arrives not with urgency, but with a deep grounding stillness, a calm knowing, a gentle voice that whispers, you are no longer becoming, you are remembering. In numerology, 9 is the culmination, the final digit. It carries the wisdom of all numbers before it, folding every lesson, every heartbreak, every victory into its vibration. It is not just an end, it is the sacred pause before the rebirth, a cosmic breath before the next creation, where the striving ceases and the soul begins to embody all it has known across lifetimes. It is the teacher, the healer, the guide within you, awakening now. This energy cannot be rushed. It matures in silence, in cycles, in release. In Buddhism, 9 reflects the final turn of the Dharma wheel, the moment where seeking stops and presence begins, where external rituals give way to internal realization. As the Buddha once said, you only lose what you cling to. And number 9 is the vibration of the unclenched fist, the open hand, the soul that has learned to let go without fear, because it trusts what is meant to remain will never leave. Under this month's supermoon, that vibration intensifies. The light of the moon touches the past, not to drag it back, but to cleanse it. You may feel memories surface, emotions rise, patterns echo. This is not regression, it is clearing. Number 9 asks, what can now be blessed, forgiven, and released? What outdated version of you is ready to be returned to the stars with gratitude and grace? Baba Vanga spoke of a time where the wise will stop chasing and start remembering. Nostradamus wrote of cycles ending with light, not fire, when mankind reclaims the soul. These weren't metaphors, these were codes. And if 9 keeps appearing for you in receipts, dreams, addresses, it's not coincidence, it's your higher self speaking, guiding you to release not just burdens but identities, attachments, timelines, stories you no longer need to carry. This is not the death of your journey. It is the moment your journey becomes sacred. It is where energy you once poured outward now returns inward, filling your body, your choices, your presence with truth. You stop striving. You start shining. You become the very thing you've always chased. This is 9. This is return. This is Now take a deep breath and reflect. What chapter in your life is ready to be closed? Not in pain, but in peace, so that your next beginning may rise from truth, not trauma. Let number 9 walk beside you this month, as a mirror, a mentor, a reminder that nothing is truly ending. You are simply shedding what was never meant to stay, and finally stepping into what was always meant to be yours. Number 3, magnetic alignment of expression. There are numbers that echo through time, and then there are those that sing. Number 3 is not just a digit, it is a vibration of pure resonance, a joyful current that pulses through the heart of the universe, inviting you back into your full self. In its presence, you do not perform, you simply become. This is the number of sacred expression, divine play, and unapologetic aliveness. It is the reminder that your light is not optional, it is essential to the architecture of your destiny. In numerology, 3 is the child of the soul, innocent yet powerful, light yet rooted. It holds the frequency of creation itself. From thought to word to form, it carries the magic of manifestation. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, 3 amplifies whatever it touches, but it doesn't expand chaos, it expands alignment. This is why your voice matters. This is why your creativity is sacred. What you speak, what you feel, what you create, it is all energy, and under the rhythm of number 3, that energy begins to attract instead of chase. Buddhism reveres the power of the triad, the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, enlightenment, the path, the community, mind, body, spirit, past, present, future. Number 3 is the harmony that binds opposites into unity. It tells you, you were never meant to walk this path in silence. You were meant to sing, to speak, to breathe life into your truth without shame or hesitation. Not everyone will understand your rhythm, but those meant to align will find you by your frequency. And in this cosmic cycle of July, where the supermoon pulls the unconscious into light, 3 urges you to express, not for performance, not for validation, but for liberation. Baba Vanga once said, "The future will belong to those who speak the truth of their soul." Nostradamus foresaw that in times of spiritual drought, the artists, the poets, the wild hearts would restore balance, not with war, but with words. And that time is now. Your light is not decoration, it is medicine. This number arrives when your throat chakra begins to open, when your silence starts to itch, when your inner child knocks softly and says, "Let's play again." Let number 3 realign you, not through rules but through rhythm. Laugh more, dance more, speak with color. Let your joy become the spell that summons what logic never could. Because the universe responds not to effort, but to authenticity. So breathe deep now. Let go of the mask. Feel the magnetic power of your own aligned voice rising from within. And ask yourself, gently but honest, where have I silenced my truth? And what miracles might unfold if I set it free? Let number 3 walk beside you this month, like a melody that never left, waiting to be sung again. Number 7, the seeker's sacred path. There are numbers that demand attention, and then there are those that arrive like whispers from the divine. Number 7 does not shout. It doesn't chase the spotlight. Instead, it stands quietly in the threshold, offering depth, offering truth, offering the chance to remember who you really are. It is not coincidence when you keep seeing 7. It is a cosmic nudge, a soul tap, a reminder that in the midst of chaos, clarity waits for those who slow down enough to hear it. In numerology, 7 is the seeker, the spiritual wanderer, the mystic between worlds. It is the number of introspection, wisdom, and sacred solitude. It invites you to look beyond the surface, beyond appearances, titles, timelines, and dive into the unseen layers of life. It is ruled by Neptune, the planet of intuition and higher awareness. And under the influence of 7, life begins to feel less like a race and more like a ritual. Every step becomes sacred, every silence, holy. The spiritual power of 7 echoes through every tradition. 7 days in a week, 7 chakras aligning the body and soul, 7 heavens in many sacred texts. But in Buddhism, one moment captures its essence perfectly. The first 7 steps of the Buddha, taken just after birth, and where he stepped, lotus flowers bloomed. This was not metaphor, it was a message that enlightenment is not found in the destination, but in each intentional step taken in presence. Number 7 carries this same energy. It's not about arriving, it's about walking, awake. Baba Vanga spoke of the 7th energy as the veil that reveals without force. Nostradamus wrote that in times of great confusion, Only those anchored in silence would understand the next world. And here in July 2025, number 7 reappears for you, not to make you act faster, but to help you remember. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are simply being called inward to return to center, to realign your outer path with your inner truth. This number isn't about noise, it's about nuance. It's the vibration of slow, sacred recalibration. It tells you, sit with the question longer, listen without needing an answer, let stillness become your teacher, because what you seek, guidance, direction, truth, is already moving toward you, but you must first create the space to receive it. That is the gift of 7, a number that does not promise quick change, but promises lasting clarity to those who are ready to surrender the rush. So now, breathe deep, turn off the noise, just for a moment, let your spirit settle, and ask yourself with gentle honesty, what wisdom is waiting in the silence I keep avoiding? Let number 7 guide you this month, not as a fire, but as a quiet flame. Let it walk beside you, step by sacred step, as you return to your center and begin again, awake, aligned, and fully alive. Number 22, the master builder of destiny. Some numbers whisper, others sing, but number 22, it builds. Brick by spiritual brick, it constructs the invisible into form. Known as the master builder, 22 is not here for illusions. It's here to manifest the soul's blueprint into reality. This number doesn't float in the clouds. It plants its feet deep in the earth and asks, what are you really here to create? Not someday, but now. In numerology, 22 is the most powerful of the master numbers. It combines the spiritual vision of 11 with the grounded practicality of 4. It's intuition anchored in action, vision translated into structure. That means when 22 appears in your life, it's not time to daydream, it's time to lay the foundation. No more second-guessing your worth, no more running loops in your mind. This is soul architecture, this is divine construction. In Buddhist teaching, transformation is not a mental game, it is the art of consistent practice. Enlightenment is built, not stumbled upon. The Buddha once said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Number 22 carries that same sacred energy. It is the number that turns wisdom into form, that makes karma tangible, and it reminds you intention without action is just noise. But intention with devotion, that's destiny in motion. Baba Vanga once warned of a generation drowning in ideas, but starving in follow-through. She believed 22 energy would rise in periods where global structures needed rebuilding by those brave enough to act with vision. Nostradamus, too, linked the 22nd vibration to turning points in civilization, moments when people would either rise to build something sacred or collapse under the weight of distraction. And here in July, this number returns, not for warning, but for awakening. A reminder that your hands are blessed, but they must be used. So light a candle, speak the number 22 aloud, not just as a sound, but as a contract with your future. Write down what you're ready to anchor your finances, your purpose, your self-worth. And remember, this isn't about proving anything. It's about aligning your actions with your soul's design. You don't chase anymore. You construct, you embody, you. Now pause and ask yourself, where in my life am I being asked to stop wishing and start building? Let number 22 walk beside you, not just as energy, but as blueprint. And as you take each step this month, know this, your future is not waiting. It is asking to be built by you. Bonus number 66, the silent magnet of receiving. Some numbers roar like thunder, others bloom like a secret garden under moonlight. Number 66 is the latter, a sacred vibration few notice, yet those who are truly attuned can feel it hewn beneath the surface of their lives. This is not a number that demands, It does not command. It calls softly, quietly, with the elegance of a soul that no longer needs to chase. When 66 arrives, it brings the energy of blessings that come not because of effort, but because you've finally aligned with who you already are. In numerology, 6 is the number of harmony, love, and spiritual responsibility. It governs the home, the heart, and the sacred space within. But when doubled into 66, its energy magnifies into a rare portal of receiving, not from desperation, not from proving, but from embodiment. In Buddhist tradition, 6 reflects the paramitas, the 6 perfections: generosity, discipline, patience, energy, concentration, and wisdom. When practiced with balance, they lead not just to progress, but to inner liberation. And when doubled, they form the quiet bridge between the spiritual and the material. This is what 66 offers you now: harmony without effort, manifestation through alignment. It reminds you that you are not meant to beg for your blessings, you are meant to allow them. As Baba Vanga once said, those who hold stillness in their hearts will begin to magnetize what others chase in vain. Nostradamus wrote of a time when humanity would remember that the deepest transformations require no performance, that the most divine outcomes unfold not in doing, but in being. July's cosmic energy, pulsing with the light of the supermoon, makes this moment even more potent. If you planted seeds, spoken intentions, set your prayers in motion, this is the number that asks, can you let them arrive without force? Light a candle, write the number 66 on a small piece of paper and place it beneath your pillow. Let your dreams take over where your hands must release control. Let your subconscious open the gates where your conscious mind often builds walls. Because 66 is the silent magnet. The frequency of divine reception, it does not reward the loudest effort, it responds to the softest alignment. This is the number of grace, of ease, of spiritual inheritance, returning to you not because you fought, but because you finally stopped fighting. So ask yourself now, in the most honest way possible, what have I been trying to earn that was already mine to receive? Let number 66 be your final breath this month. A reminder that peace is not passive, receiving is not weakness. And the universe never forgets what you've asked for. It only waits for you to become ready enough to allow it in. So now, breathe. You've just walked a sacred spiral through 7 vibrations, not meant to be understood by the mind, but felt by the soul. These were not just numbers, they were initiations, keys hidden in plain sight, and you were never meant to stumble upon them. You were meant to arrive here exactly now, because your energy is ready to rise. 17 asked you to trust the quiet. 9 opened the door to your deepest becoming. 3 brought you back to your voice, your joy, your wholeness. 7 returned you to your center, to walk, step by step, with the divine. 22 placed the blueprint in your hands, and whispered, build. And 66, it softened your grip. It reminded you, you don't earn alignment, you allow it. This isn't just a transmission, it's a turning point. This moment is an energetic agreement between you and the universe. The codes have been given, the gates have been shown. Now the question is, will you walk through? Because abundance is not found, it's remembered. And transformation doesn't crash in like thunder, it unfolds like breath, like rhythm, like trust. So now pause. Let this wisdom settle into your bones. Let it echo softly in your mind tonight. Let these numbers rise and return in dreams, signs, clocks, receipts, because they will. And when they do, you'll know you are still on the path. Type into the comments so the universe hears you clearly. I am aligned, I am ready, I receive. And if your spirit was touched by this journey, share it, shine it, anchor the light with us. Subscribe to Buddhism Mindset, where every message is a mirror and every video is a return to truth. Until next time, stay grounded in grace. Walk with wonder, and always remember, you're not waiting for transformation, you are becoming it.